The battle of the sexes. Probably the main folly of our existence is the battle of the sexes. Um, these these gender roles that have been laden upon us really have us sidetracked, because if you go to other parts of the world that might not be the same as the West, whether you're in Asia or South America or Africa, wherever, what have you, and it's not uncommon in other places too in the West, but mainly in those places, you'll see males engaging in the roles that are so-called female roles. We've classified so many things just down to behavior that we've stiffened our existence. We as males, we have totally severed our female side, because we're all both. We've totally severed the female side now, so where this imbalance is just insane, and the male energy is just being completely depleted and destroyed. And then now you have females having to act like the male or be the male to make up for that missing male energy. And because we're at a point now where the male is so absent emotionally in certain ways that it manifests to a point where they're physically absent, and now the female has to be both, which creates an imbalance in the female due to the imbalance that the male already had in his self, our self, whatever. So we're all both, and we all need to listen to both sides. The female part of you, it brings it the female principle, that need for balance there, as far as that being that part of the balance. That's really about it. Just the male female balance, the yin and the yang, the duality of life. Neither is greater nor less than, but one has just been so stifled in the male, honestly, I feel like, to the point now where the female has to be both in a lot of cases. Or now we have females being extremely feminine, or not feminine, being extremely decadent, and not being at all masculine. And it's all necessary for the duality of life to be both, because we are both. And we're all just mirrors of each other, reminding each other of the knowledge of self. That's kind of all we're here to do, is learn, remind one another, and selflessly give. That's kind of what this whole thing is about. But since we have this battle of the sexes, it's an internal battle, of course. That's where it started. It just starts with the stereotypical gender roles from the media, multi-ethnic destruction in America, or multi-ethnic destruction in anywhere, really, because it's becoming a global infection where people have we have roles as beings. All the world is a stage. So know your role, but at the same time, it's not like you are exempt from certain actions because you are a certain sex. And it just creates an imbalance that we're having a problem fixing now. And now it's a chemical problem too. The chemical warfare, the physical, the dense level is now being imbalanced, is being attacked, I should say, starting internally, leaving ourselves open for it. You got the estrogen mimicking things in the bottles and the water now, and all over the place, to where now if the female's getting too much estrogen from an external source, her body's not producing it like it would, so then she's being more masculine, or the male's being extremely feminine because of the overexposure to estrogen, that the imbalance is just crazy. The pendulum is just swinging erratically, and we have what we have today. And I don't really like to even get into the whole homosexual thing, because I have no problem with anyone's doing. That's just their own situation. That's their lessons that they teach us all. But I know one thing, that the body only knows two things. The body itself only knows two things. And again, I have no problem with homosexuals. But the body only knows survival and procreation, which are really just one thing because they're kind of one and the same. That's all the body knows. The body knows nothing else other than survival and procreation. So, once we've thrown the chemical balance of the body off, the mind is open for any thoughts or the thoughts of others, the will of others. And so much energy is just created off of this battle of the sexes. This internal battle that has now spilled into the external life. So, who's reaping the rewards off this energy being spent off of keeping us at each other's throats? And then at the same time, while this battle of the sexes is going on, there's a battle of the age groups. There's a battle of child versus adult. You know, there's no harmony among the different age groups. You know, sexism exists, but you know, the age prejudice is another thing too. You know, it's wild. You know how people will say, "No, you're young, so you don't know." Age is nothing but a number. It's nothing but laps around the sun. There are plenty of people that are older than me that act more childish, which can be a good thing. There's people younger than me that act more grown, I should say. You know, but which can be a bad thing. So it's you know, again, it comes down to the duality, you know, where you don't want to be too much of anything. You want to just keep a nice balance. And as a people, we're just off right now. We're just off kilter. And to get back in harmony is just to stop fighting inside ourselves. You know, most of all, we at war with ourselves. So when it comes down to reversing the battle of the sexes or the battle of the age groups, different things, you know, it just starts with you as a person. You know, like me making this video right now, I can't change a person, but you know, a person seeking the information at a subconscious or conscious level can change themselves, and I can be the reminding factor in it all. Can be the spark. You know, helping them is helping me. So there's no you know, clear-cut path like we as a people all have to do this, but I know one thing is that if we get at least 20%, 30% of the population moving in a given direction, the others will follow. You see it all the time. People get caught up in the fervor of anything, whether it's war or whatever. We can get caught up in something complementary. We don't have to get caught up in something that's destructive. And destruction isn't always the worst thing to, you know, destroy and rebuild. But I'm just saying that, you know, we can make a change, a mass change. That doesn't have to be a bunch of generations or centuries. It can happen in what I would consider no time. So, you know, it's all perception really. And it's all about how you take care of your body anyway. Because 20 years will feel like a lifetime if you're not pleasant through the 20 years. So, when it comes down to this battle of the sexes, just start with you and your relationships. Whether they be whatever they are, sexual or whatever you want to call them. Because that's what people consider relationships now. Sexual rights over their partner, which is not a relationship. It's more so a sex-ship. But whatever you consider it to be my guest. I'm just saying, work on it and know that you are both, male and female, and we all are. And yeah, you can make a change by being the change you wish to see, as corny as it sounds. But it's the truth, you know. Controlling your own actions might sound like it's not a lot, but it's everything.